For thousands of years, humanity believed the planet was stable. The oceans followed familiar patterns. The seasons arrived on time. Winters were cold. Summers were warm. And civilization was built on the idea that nature would remain predictable. But something is changing. Quietly, slowly, and across the world, millions of people are beginning to notice it. The heat feels different. Storms feel stronger. Floods arrive faster. And every year, records that once seemed impossible continue to break. Scientists are now warning that humanity may already be entering a new era, an era defined by instability. An era where disasters no longer happen once in a generation, but every single year. This is not the story of one future catastrophe. This is the story of a disaster that may already be beginning. Thermometer: the planet is heating up. Visuals are dry rivers, heat waves, melting glaciers. Narrator: Earth's temperature has always changed naturally over long periods of time. But what scientists are observing now is happening much faster than expected. The atmosphere is warming. Oceans are storing enormous amounts of heat. And extreme weather events are becoming more common. In many countries, heat waves are lasting longer than ever before. Roads crack under extreme temperatures. Power grids struggle to keep cities running. Farmers watch crops dry under relentless heat. And millions of people experience nights that never truly cool down. Experts warn that rising temperatures affect more than comfort. They affect food production, water supplies, human health, and the stability of entire economies. The warming world is no longer a future prediction. For many people, it has already become reality. The oceans are changing. Visuals of giant waves, coastal flooding, storms forming over oceans. Narrator: the oceans cover most of Earth's surface. For centuries, they helped regulate the planet's climate. But now the oceans themselves are changing. Scientists are recording unusually warm ocean temperatures across multiple regions of the world. And warmer oceans create dangerous consequences. Storms gain more energy. Rainfall becomes heavier. Hurricanes become stronger. Floods become more destructive. In some coastal cities, people already experience flooding during normal high tides. Seawater slowly pushes farther inland every year. Communities that once felt safe now build flood barriers and emergency systems. Some islands fear they may one day disappear beneath rising seas. And experts believe the oceans may continue changing for decades. Because once oceans absorb heat, they release it very slowly. Fire: the age of extreme weather. Fast cinematic montage of storms, tornadoes, droughts, fires. Narrator: around the world, weather records continue falling. Historic droughts. Unprecedented floods. Massive wildfires. Powerful storms. What once seemed rare is becoming increasingly common. In some places, rainfall that should arrive over months now falls within hours. Entire neighborhoods disappear underwater. Elsewhere, drought destroys crops and empties reservoirs. Scientists explain that warmer air holds more moisture. And when storms finally release that moisture, the destruction can be enormous. Emergency systems struggle to adapt. Insurance costs rise. And governments face increasing pressure to protect growing populations from natural disasters. The world is entering an era where weather itself is becoming less predictable. The human cost. Visuals of families evacuating, damaged homes, exhausted workers. Narrator: behind every disaster statistic are real people. Families forced to leave their homes. Children growing up surrounded by uncertainty. Farmers losing entire harvests. Communities rebuilding again and again after storms. For millions of people, climate disasters are no longer distant news stories. They are personal experiences. Food prices rise after failed harvests. Electricity becomes more expensive during heat waves. Water shortages create tension in vulnerable regions. And mental stress grows as people wonder what the future may look like for the next generation. Experts now use a new phrase, climate anxiety, a growing fear about the future of the planet. Because for the first time in modern history, large numbers of people feel that nature itself is becoming unstable. Cityscape cities under pressure, visuals of overcrowded cities, pollution, traffic, urban flooding. Narrator: modern cities were built during a relatively stable climate period. But now many cities face conditions they were never designed to handle. Extreme heat traps pollution in the air. Electricity demand rises as millions use cooling systems. Water systems struggle during drought. Drainage systems fail during heavy storms. And as populations continue growing, the pressure becomes even greater. Some scientists warn that future cities may need to be redesigned completely. More green spaces. Flood-resistant infrastructure. Cleaner transportation. Smarter energy systems. Because the cities of the future may need to survive conditions that older generations never imagined. Rice plant the food system warning, visuals of farms, dry soil, empty shelves, global shipping. Narrator: one of the greatest concerns is food. Modern agriculture depends on stable seasons, reliable rainfall, and predictable temperatures. But climate instability changes all of these systems. Heat damages crops. Floods destroy farmland. Drought reduces water supplies. And extreme weather disrupts transportation networks. Scientists warn that food shortages in one region can affect prices across the entire world. Because modern civilization is deeply connected. A disaster in one country can quickly create economic problems elsewhere. For billions of people, food security depends on a climate system that is becoming increasingly unpredictable. Warning: the technology paradox, visuals of satellites, AI systems, internet servers, factories. Narrator: humanity has never been more technologically advanced. Artificial intelligence grows rapidly. Satellites connect the world. Machines automate industries. But modern civilization also depends on fragile systems. Electricity. Internet infrastructure. Global supply chains. Communication networks. Extreme disasters can damage these systems in ways previous generations never experienced. A flood can shut down transportation. A heatwave can overload power systems. A storm can damage critical infrastructure. And because the modern world is interconnected, small disruptions can spread rapidly across countries and economies. Satellite scientists are watching closely, visuals of scientists studying Earth from satellites. Narrator: around the world, scientists continue monitoring Earth carefully. Organizations like NASA and United Nations track temperature changes, ocean activity, storms, and environmental patterns every day. Their message is serious but clear: the choices humanity makes now will shape the future for generations. Experts say the goal is no longer preventing all climate change. The goal is reducing the damage before conditions become far more dangerous. Seedling: is there still hope? Visuals of solar panels, green cities, scientists, children. Narrator: despite the warnings, scientists also believe there is hope. New technology is improving clean energy. Many countries are investing in renewable power. Cities are developing smarter infrastructure. And awareness about environmental risks is growing worldwide. Humanity has solved enormous problems before. But this challenge may require global cooperation on a scale never seen in history. Because climate disasters do not recognize borders. They affect everyone. Rich and poor. North and south. Every continent. Every ocean. Every future generation. Milky Way: the final warning. Slow emotional music. Earth rotating slowly in darkness. Narrator: the future disaster may not arrive in one dramatic moment. There may be no single day when the world suddenly changes forever. Instead, it may happen gradually. One heat wave at a time. One flood at a time. One wildfire at a time. Until humanity realizes the planet it once depended on is becoming harder to predict. The greatest danger may not be panic. but becoming so used to disasters that people stop noticing how unusual they truly are. The warning signs are already here. And the future is no longer something far away. It has already begun. Clapperboard ending narrator. Human civilization was built during one of the most stable climate periods in Earth's history. Now, that stability may be fading. And the decisions made in the coming years could shape the future of life on this planet for centuries to come. Subscribe for more cinematic global documentaries about the future of Earth, technology, and humanity.